Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's going on? Thank you for jumping on and in as usual. You guys are great. Appreciate you constantly tuning in. Let's see here. Hey, motivators. Boom. Get that going. Turn that down. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on. You guys are awesome. Been showing up every weekday, and our community is growing. So I am much thankful to that. Obviously, that means you're getting something out of it. If you continue to show up, I will continue to do my best to deliver. Today will be a short one. Try to make it short and sweet today on Hump Day. Hopefully everybody is doing well, enjoying themselves this week, having a good week, had a good night's sleep, and or is having a good day, depending on when you're watching this. My sleep was a little rough. We had a sleepover last night, so I don't know if you know how that goes, but let's just say they were up very late. I woke up to start getting stuff ready at 4:30 this morning, and there was chatter going on and games being played. So, sheesh. Yeah, so I'm not as rested as I normally would be, but hey, it is what it is as long as the kiddos have some fun, right? All right, so jump in the chat if you had a sleepover. Jump in the chat if you didn't have that great of sleep. Let me know. Let me know. So today we're talking about growth, a continual process. And I think we bring up growth a lot here because it's very important. The messages that I get are all based around growth and how we can continue. So I made it short. I only put three or four PowerPoints or bulletins or however you guys want to describe that. I could have kept going. I could have put the list 15, 16, 20 deep, but I didn't want to do too much of that. Just wanted to get a quick message out there, let you get on with your day, and then we'll get right back into it again tomorrow. So it's not easy to grow. It takes time and effort. If you aren't consistently working on making yourself emotionally stronger or better, then you are likely to become stagnant personally, professionally, spiritually. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? So we know that we are capable of so much more. We know that we can change our outcome. These are all things that we've already spoke on, but I know it's important for us to have that constant reminder because there's going to be days that we're at our high highs and then there's days that we're at our low lows. Yeah, Melissa said the pickleball addiction is real, and yes, it is. See, that's what happens when you play too much pickleball. Your body's not able to sleep. But I'm getting growth from it because I practice it continually. I keep pushing myself to get better. And that's what we need to be able to do. We need to know that if we keep getting out there, we keep putting ourselves out there, we will improve, we will get better, no matter how terrible or sloppy we are to get things started. That's just how it is. If we had this same mindset when we were babies, infants, we wouldn't be walking, we wouldn't be talking, we wouldn't do any of that because we're too concerned about what others think about us, or we're too concerned about I'm not getting this straight away. It's not working out on the time frame that I wanted on. And that's something that we need to make sure that we adjust because in order for us to improve and get better, we have to recognize that it is a process. It takes time to get there. When we decide to have a plan for our personal growth, we'll enjoy some awesome benefits. So, some of the benefits that I'm going to list here: the person we are, we learn more about ourselves, recognize how much growth we make when the going gets tough, and then experience new things. So, like I said, I just put together four little bullet points here. Didn't want to drag it on too much because I know we're going to jump on this topic again just because of how important I feel it is and how we need to have that constant reminder. So accept the person we are. Recognize that we may have parts of us that are less than perfect, and the goal is to simply be a little better each day. we will experience, or we will appreciate ourselves so much more when we begin to see how much potential we have. So we have to be able to see and understand that we have the power to improve. We have the power to get better. And we have to understand that we're not doing everything on a perfect scale, on a perfect level. One thing that I tell the boys when I'm playing soccer, I'm going to sneeze right now, excuse me. Excuse me. Is that if you were perfect, you wouldn't be training with me, right? You wouldn't be on the same team that I'm coaching. And I haven't seen anyone that is perfect, not even the professionals, the best in the world, when they watch on TV. And I try to get them to recognize that. Instead of watching the game in awe of how amazing these players are, why not watch the game and recognize that they too have not had a single game where they played to perfection? No one has. It's the same with your job. If you're looking at getting that promotion because you don't feel you're capable, or you're looking at whatever it is, look at that person that is there now. Are they perfect? Yeah, they might do things better than you. Yeah, they might be pretty awesome at getting things going, but they're not perfect. They still make mistakes. They're still growing. They're still learning. They're still developing. But there's a confidence level there that adds to the way we approach things, the way we get things done. So that's important to recognize as well. Guys, let me know if this is freezing or jumping around on you, because on my end, it looks like it's kind of that lag in it. So I apologize for that. But yeah, that's something that we have to be able to see. The second benefit when we're pushing ourselves is we will learn more about ourselves. So what I wrote was, we gain so much knowledge when we tap into our potential that ultimately helps us to live a more meaningful life. We also free ourselves from the limits of who we are and what we can do. If we're feeling stuck or stagnant, we have to ask ourselves these questions. What will my life look like if I make it a priority to grow? What is holding me back from making growth a priority in my life? So what will your life look like if you are willing to put yourself out there? You're willing to grow. You're willing to learn. You're willing to read the books, go to the conference, whatever it is for your vertical, in order for you to take that step. What does that look like for you? Let me know in the chat as well. What would your life look like if you set it as a priority to grow every single day? Is that reading a book at night instead of watching that episode of Netflix before you go to bed, or Hulu or Amazon Prime, whatever it is that you're watching? What is that for you? How will you grow? How much better will you be? And again, I'll go back to the coaching. I tell the boys, what if you show up to practice 10, 15 minutes earlier and you work on some of those weaknesses? So if you're a right-footed, can you work on your left foot? If you're a left-footed player, can you work on your right? What does that look like? Those that come to the gym, what does it look like if instead of that fast food meal during your lunch break, what would your look like if you decided, you know what, I'm going to pack my lunch, something proper and healthy for me, and I'm going to have this on my lunch break? Look, if you did that for 30, 60, 90 days while you're at work, how does that look? What does your life look like? And then what is holding you back from making growth a priority in your life? What is it? What is restricting you from that growth, allowing you to reach new levels? What is that for you? Let me know in the chat as well. What is it for you? What is holding you back? Is it a partner? Is it insecurities? Is it what is that for you? What is holding you back, and what is keeping you from that? Recognize what it is, write it down on paper, and then how can we get around it? Do we got to go through it, go around it, over it, under it? What is it going to take for us to get there? So that's something that's important, and we need to be able to see that. So recognize what that wall is, what is preventing you from taking that necessary step, okay? Third, for the benefit is recognize how much we make when going gets tough. So tough challenge really pushes us to the next level. Continuing to push forward step by step gives us the mental edge. And that's something that's crucial for me, is when you are up against just a task and you keep ramming your head against that wall. You got to get through it. You got to get through it. And you're willing to get up 30 minutes earlier, or go to bed 30 minutes later, or vice versa. For work, you get earlier, you leave a little later. At the gym, you push an extra rep or two. What is that for you? And once you break through that, just think of how much better you feel. Mentally, you know, oh, I got through this. In the beginning, I thought this was something that I was not capable of doing. I did not think that I'd be able to do this. And you did it, done, right? Think of the leap that you just took. Because now I should think, oh, I got through this, I can get through this one. And once you get through that wall, that barrier, then you increase your desires, your confidence through the next wall and the next wall and the next wall. Because remember, that's how life is. We're always gonna get bumped up, right? But we can break through that ceiling. We can break through that wall. And we can continue to go and continue to push. It's when we are most vulnerable that we push ourselves to the next level. Almost every time, I feel like given a chance at growth and somehow find myself getting stronger each day with tasks. We can have an attitude of gratitude for our challenges because it's through them that we grow. So it's me a while to actually recognize when we're going through it, it seems like nothing is working out. It's not fair. It's not fun. I don't enjoy this. I want to quit. I want to just stop. But when we continue to push ourselves through, we break through that barrier, everything opens up. You feel free. You feel great. You give yourself that pat on the back. You feel that much better. You feel that much more prideful. And not only that, now you show other way. Now that's giving you even more confidence. Put up against that next challenge, you're ready to face it. What is the challenge that you're going through? Good morning, Maria. Jumping on. Good morning. Good morning. So what is that? Okay, how is that for you? How are you able to continue to push through? Or what challenge did you just break through? Are you going through anything right now? Let us know so we can discuss it as a group, or just congratulate you or give you those words of encouragement. And finally, is it you experience new? So no matter what it is they're going through, after new and exciting experiences await us, when we are open to new experiences, then it is easier for us to grow as people. When we make growth a priority in our lives, okay? I remember moving to China, and I'm reading this what I wrote earlier so that I can begin looking back at you. But I remember when I was in China, I was so nervous, scared, anxious, excited because I was going to completely different, but I made some great friends and still occasionally speak to them today. And I got to see many things that I never would have if I had not taken that leap. So I left a couple words. But the experiences that I was able to have in my lifetime, most live 70, 80, 90 years, and they don't get to experience those not because of lack of opportunity, but because we were afraid to take that leap. We were afraid to step out of our comfort zone. We just didn't want to go after the unexpected, to go after what we thought was something we were able to do, right? It took me a while to say, I'm going to do this. It took me to jump on that plane and just go. But I loved every moment of it. Yes, there were some ups and downs. It was very difficult. I'll tell you this. I remember to this day, all right, don't tell nobody. Keep it on the DL. I was crying on the third night while I was in China. I was in a city that was far off where they had mules and donkeys on the highway. I didn't have internet connection for the first 2 to 3 nights. Cell phone, don't even try to call it out. It was so expensive at the time. This was 2009. It was rough. It was just completely different. No one is speaking English around you. It was a very tough situation. But when I decided to embrace the challenge, go after it, and do what I could to improve myself so that I could improve my surroundings, things got that much better. I started learning the language. I started learning the mannerisms and how things happened, how people, what they did, what their culture was like, smiling, engaging, purposely trying to get a conversation going, could work on my Mandarin and start being able to engage in more conversation with people. So that was something for me that was tough. One of the toughest things that I've done in my life was just pack up, move, and then move halfway across the world. So it was great. It was a blessing. It was so awesome, and I enjoyed it. I shouldn't say I enjoyed every moment of it, but it was a great experience. would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't allow yourself to be limited because of your fear, because of your lack of confidence to go out there. Okay, this is how we grow and develop. The message today is growth, a continual process. So remember that we are continuing to grow. We are continuing to improve every single day. You're going to get there, boom, and you're going to get knocked down a little bit, and then we're going to go. Oh, now you're going to surpass where you were. So remember that, recognize that, continue to push forward, believe in yourself, and I appreciate everybody jumping. So like, subscribe, follow. Do it as I'm saying it. Click that. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. We want to continue to go in this community that want to continue to grow and develop and themselves. So thank you so much for jumping on. I shall see you same time tomorrow. Have yourself the rest of your day.